Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the world that is the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network. This is Sunday morning. It's easy like Sunday morning. It's the Midnight Rider. It's the Gentleman Jack. We here. Because, what you say, Jack? We what?
Easy like Sunday morning.
No. The other one you say.
We everywhere, baby.
That's it. We everywhere, baby. It's the dynamic duo, the two of a kind, the two unknown, the two brothers from another mother. I ain't got no more twos. It's all good. Today we're gonna take you around the sports world. It's gonna be Little League World Series, an MLB update. A little talk about Terry actually going back to practice yesterday. If we can get it loaded, we're gonna get you a quick sounder from Candy Waller, our from Bowie TV, our Commanders insider. We're going to try to get you that played. I got a little bit to talk about when it comes to the NCAA punishment for Michigan. Jack's got a little situation with the WNBA where he tired of this stuff. So we're going to talk a little bit. We're going to chop it up. We're going to have some fun the only way we can. If you jump in the comments and we can get to it, we will. We promise you we're going to try to get to your comment. But we might miss it, and we apologize if we miss it, all right? Don't forget to click like and subscribe. All our material, we're on Apple TV. I'm sorry, Apple. What else? I was about to say Me TV, so I'm glad I didn't say that.
Apple Podcast, Spotify, Odyssey.
We on Radio and YouTube. Twitch. Yeah, we on some Twitch stuff too. Yeah, we everywhere. That's why I said it, baby. But again, ladies and gentlemen, Sunday Rise, Midnight Rider, Gentleman Jack. Let's just jump right into it 2 feet at a time and hit this Little League World Series up because I know that's something you big on. I saw a couple games yesterday, but you gotta talk to me about it.
Well, the first weekend come Little League World Series ain't always the best of time for teams because the first weekend is when elimination games start. It's a double elimination tournament, These cats get more than 2 games, though. If they lose the first 2, they get another game or 2. They just play other cats that got knocked out, so they don't have no influence on the final outcome of the tournament itself. So in elimination games yesterday, we had the Europe-Africa team, which is out of the Czech Republic, play the Australian team, and Australia got them 5-3. So Czech Republic is eliminated from pool play. I'm sorry, from double elimination play. And then you have Puerto Rico and Mexico played yesterday. That Mexico, boy, they put some runs up Midnight Ride, 11-5. Your boys Puerto Rico was eliminated. So you had on the American side, you had the Southwest region of Texas and the New England region, the boys from Massachusetts. They eliminated a strong Texas team, man. I thought Texas was going to be something to reckon with. It just goes to who's hitting the ball, man. New England got them 7-3. Texas is eliminated from this year's Little League World Series. The next game for elimination on yesterday was the Mid-Atlantic region. That's the Pennsylvania team, the team that's only like 120 miles away from Williamsport. And they played the Great Lakes team. They're out of Illinois. Tough game. It went down to the final out last night. And Great Lakes held on to win 3-2 to eliminate the hometown Pennsylvania team.
Well, at least they have far to go.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, like I say, these teams don't actually leave Williamsport after they are eliminated. They still got the dorms and all the activities going on. It's an amazing adventure. I'm amazed. I was telling my wife last night, I'm amazed that all these years of me loving the Little League World Series, getting really close to competing in Williamsport as a kid, I never made it up there. It's been on my list of things to do. It's a great weekend out here, but it's tough to book. You need to book it like tomorrow for next year because it fills up fast. Tonight is actually the Little League World Series. Major League Little League Classic is tonight.
Excuse me.
And that's
Excuse me 1
yes,
second.
sir.
That's why you my dude. That right there is why you my guy. Because I was just looking for that information. Go ahead with your bad self. Go with your bad self. Let's go.
Further. Little League Classic is going to be played between the Seattle Mariners and the New York Mets. The Mariners. Julio Rodriguez, Brian Wu, Randy Arozarena, and Big Dumper Cal Raleigh. I'm sure he's going to be pretty popular tonight with the kids. The buses are just coming into Williamsport this morning. I already seen Juan Soto out there, Francisco Lindor, Pete Alonso, Kodai Senga, Brandon Nemo. It's some two good teams with a lot of good and I think fun baseball players are going to be here that are going to have a good time with these kids because a lot of these guys they played Little League World Series. I mean they didn't play Little League World Series. I'm sorry, they played Little League, just like I did, and just like you might have. I never really talked to you about that. Did you play Little League?
I played a little bit, but we played like 3 games and. Like we had 3 games we played and 4 forfeits. So it was just ugly. I played for this church around the way had a team. I can't remember the name of the church at the time now, but the funniest thing is the guy that gave us the hardest time about basketballs or footballs landing in his yard. This guy Red Anderson. He was the guy that recruited me to play baseball for this team that he was coaching around the corner. I found it to be one of the greatest oxymorons in the world, but things happen. When you need people to play, you don't have any strange bedfellows in that situation. So yeah, we played with them. I think we played at Banneker, Bowling Air Force Base, and I forgot where the other game was. It's probably at Turkey Thicket. And I'll never forget at Banneker, I hit they had this kid that could actually pitch, and I caught one of his pitches down low, and I shot it through the middle of the infield. But it was, I'm telling you, Jack, the ball wasn't no higher than 2 feet off the ground, and it was a laser. Like my exit velo on that hit was crazy. And
but when you say you caught him, I didn't expect to hear a missile through the infield.
No, dog. I'm talking about when you know how you crank something, but I just didn't get no lift on it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But you caught me off guard with that.
Trust me, that I got a triple off of it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, okay, there's been over 70 major league players that have played in the Little League World Series. You got guys like Jason Varitek, Cody Bellinger, Gary Sheffield, Wilson Alvarez, Colby Ronas, Boog Powell, my boy Boog. You got your Curacao tandem in Jonathan Scope and Jackson Profar, Jerickson Profar, excuse me. But out of all them 70-something players that played in the MLB and the Little League World Series, only 3 of them have played in the Little League World Series, an NCAA World Series, and a Major League Baseball World Series. Ain't that something? Only 3. And the 3 are Ed Vosberg. He did it, Little League in 73, NCAA in 80, and MLB World Series in 99. Then you got Jason Varitek, who played Little League in 84. He got the NCAA World Series in 04, and he got a Major League World Series in 07. And the third is Michael Conforto. He got the Little League World Series in 04. Wasn't he on that Curacao team too?
Conforto? I don't think so.
No, he wasn't. You're right. 04, he got his NCAA World Series in 13, and he got his MLB World Series in 15. I thought that was pretty impressive that 3 have played in all 3. But you also not only got major league players that played in the Little League World Series, you got NFL players that played in the Little League World Series. One of my guys from back in the 80s, quarterback Brian Sipe of the Cleveland Browns, played in the Little League World Series. Quarterback Jake Fromm from Georgia played in the Little League World Series.
Also,
Trey Quinn,
Jake from State Farm.
Jake Stone, and Matt Castle, another quarterback, has played in the Little League World Series. In the NHL, Chris Drury played in the Little League World Series, and Ray Ferraro played in the Little League World Series. NASCAR even got to the Little League World Series cap. You got NASCAR champion Austin Dillon played in the 02 World Series. NBA. What's that?
No, I was gonna say Austin Dillon used to drive a 3-car. I don't know if he still does or not.
I just know they go around and make left turns, right turns, left turns, left turns. That's all I know. And NBA had a guy that surprised me, Midnight Rider, that played in the Little League World Series. Mr. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Lou Alcindor back then, played in the Little League World Series. Hollywood guys have played in the Little League World Series. Ben and Casey Affleck played in it. Brad Pitt, pretty boy Brad Pitt, played in it. Music guys have even played in the Little League World Series. Bruce Springsteen played in the Little League World Series in 1959. So the Little League World Series touches people from all over the place. It's not, it's because you're playing baseball at a high level don't mean that's what you're going to be. Very small percentage of baseball players make the majors. Very small percentage. I'm serious.
Yeah.
Not knocking people. You fight for your dreams and give it your best effort. I'm not saying you can't make it. There's been so many different aspects of participants in the Little League World Series, Midnight Rider. There are girls in the Little League World Series, and Australia's Monica Akuri became the 24th girl to play in this Little League World Series, the second from Australia to play, and the 6th straight year we've had a female on the boys Little League World Series teams. This here Monica Akuri, she's from Australia, Midnight Rider, but in her off time, like during her out of school vacation, she went to Japan to train with Japanese women's professional baseball players to get better. And that's just incredible. And people might be thinking, oh, there's girls' leagues over in Japan. Man, there's girls' leagues in the United States, too. There's a baseball for all girls baseball. I got a friend, Mike Ranelli. He's got 2 daughters, and they're big into that baseball for all and the female baseball joint. I mean, I'm cool with it. I think a kid can play any game they want. I think the girls are getting a lot more recognition now that the Little League World Series offers the softball side. I'm not saying girls have to play softball, but, if you want to look at it truthfully from my view, the boys can't play softball. So, you know what I'm saying? That's my small take on that. I'm not trying to be a dick and get into it, but out of the 24 girls to make this Midnight Rider, only 11 have acquired a base hit.
Correct. That sounds right. So all I was going to add to it real quick is this week, if you weren't paying attention, Mo'ne Davis, one of the famous females from the Little League World Series, was in D.C. She threw out the first pitch on, I want to say Thursday, for the Phillies in the Nationals bowl game. And she's also in town because there is a Major League Women's Baseball League that's launching as we speak. So that's another situation that's going on, another opportunity for the young ladies to play baseball.
Yep. It's been growing. It's been growing for the last 10 years, really, in my eyes that I've seen it. I've seen them when I was coaching girls softball a few years back. I've seen these baseball for girls coaches coming out to my practices, coaching my kids. I'm like, look, I got 11 kids here. I can't afford to lose none. And me and that gentleman got into a little disagreement over it, but hey, I'm happy for your league, but I'm currently playing in the league that exists. Don't take my girls from my team. So I just thought he went at it a wrong way. Peter came to me and said, after your league is over, can some of these kids try for my team, not come to my team and quit this team. That's basically how he was saying it. And I think the kids should be able to play all the ball they want.
Right.
There's a girl that wants to play fast pitch softball and baseball, do it. But as long as they're not in the same period of time during the same season, I'd really disagree with someone playing for two teams in the same season. One team suffers eventually, so not a big fan of that. But hey, like you said, another opportunity for the young ladies to just get some athletic competition in one way or another. So that's the way I see it. The kids are outside playing; they're not inside Xboxing. So anytime a new league of some type, just like the way flag football is blowing up on the scene, Midnight Rider, girls baseball is not as blowing up, but it's getting there. It's coming. It's definitely coming. And then today is day 5 in Williamsport. You already had one game go down. You had the Northwest squad play New England squad, and that New England squad got eliminated. They lost 3-2 in the first game of the day today. You got Australia and Canada coming up next. Then you got the West Hawaii team playing against the Great Lakes Illinois team, and then the afternoon, I guess you could say afternoon cat. It's Panama and Mexico. That's at 2 p.m. So,
all right.
And we should have everything day off and get back into elimination play this week, Midnight Rider. It's been a great first 4 days at Williamsport. Started out a shutout city. I want to say there were 7 shutouts in the first 9 games. But the bats have been hitting the ball lately. And I tell you what, the new rule they incorporated in Little League World Series, I can't put a time limit on when this rule got put into place. It's been recent. You don't have to play all 12 players, but all 12 players get to bat.
Right. You talked about it Thursday.
Oh, did I? It's really making these lineups stronger 1 through 12 because you can have 3 big dudes that all 3 of them play first base, but it don't matter because they're not going to play first base. They just hit a hit. So when it's like that, you want the big bombers. And yeah, 1 through 12, these lineups are much stronger than they used to be. You used to have, 2 little second basemen that were slappers. But now you got, like I said, 3 huge 6'6" first basemen that are monsters. And I seen one hit yesterday, man. I think the fence is set at 225 at these fields. I seen one yesterday. That boy hit that thing 300 feet, man. I ain't lying. It'd have been out of Major League Parks. It's amazing at 11, 12. I seen one kid's getting ready to turn 13. It's, your age at the beginning of this year. I think June is maybe Major League cutoff. I mean, Little League cutoff, but don't hold me to that. I've been through so many different cutoff dates for different organizations. I'm confused. So, that's about it right there. Little League World Series is in full swing, everybody. You can catch it on ESPN, ESPN2. If they're playing, they're on. So, watch me now.
All right, so with that being said, that's Jack's update on the Little League World Series. We're going to take a quick break, come back, and when we come back, we're going to graduate to the MLB and give you some MLB information and go from there. It is the Sideline Junkies. It's the Sunday Rise. Coach Jackson, I see your comment. I'll hit that when we come back on the other side. Let's take a quick break. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back from the break. It is the Sideline Junkie Sunday Rise, Midnight Rider, Gentleman Jack. And of course, we got our guy, Coach Marcus Jackson, with us. He said, "What's up, fellas? Starting my week off right with the Sunday Rise." That's how you got to do it, Coach. And then, Coach, you're going to be a busy man this week if you're trying to keep up with us. I think we got, 3 shows tomorrow? So we have the drive time at 5. We've got Pretenders and Contenders at 7. We have In the Passenger Seat at 8 o'clock. So we're coming at you hard and heavy, pause. Starting out the week, Tuesday, we've got the In the Passenger Seat replay of the Kevin Nibley interview. Then we have also the Tuesday Night Flight. We'll find the time of how we're going to do work Tuesday out for you. Wednesday, Coach, go ahead, Coach. Wednesday, I think it's just In the Passenger Seat. Thursday, back the Thursday Night Throwdown. Coach Lana. Pause. Yeah, definitely. I definitely needed that one. Oh, I forgot about this. So tomorrow, drive time, Matty Ice. He's got a 6-round mock fantasy football draft. The highlight of drive time tomorrow. I hope you guys, if you can get in with this, it's a good experiment because I used to do mocks all the time when I was in a lot of paid fantasy football leagues where you get money for it. And I used to do like the first 2 rounds because most time on ESPN after the second round, everybody's hopped out and they're on auto draft. So you don't get anything out of or get a feel for the draft after that. So this 6-round mock should be a good way for somebody who's looking to get in the draft, doesn't really know how it might play out. I watched the one that ESPN does. They're actually that was their real draft with the ESPN personalities, Anita Marks, Stephania Bell, the guys that do the fantasy football talk, Damian Woody, Adam Schefter. They had about 12 guys, and they did a league and a draft, and that kind of gave me a basis of what I'm looking for. But I want to see this mock tomorrow because I think it's going to give you a good foundation of what your league's going to look like and how it's going to play out. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and transition to some MLB. We're going to be talking baseball with Jack Carr and the Midnight Rider. We're going to talk some baseball. All right, I'm done. Jack, the hottest team in baseball right now is the Milwaukee Brewers.
14.
I want to steal a line from you because when I say the Brewers, I gotta go, oh, Cookie.
Cookie.
They out here balling, baby. They are out here straight balling. 14. I think there's something like 27-4 in their last 31. It's ridiculous the streak that they're on, and they're doing it the right way. They don't have any bombers. They don't have. I'm not gonna say they don't have bombers, but they do it in a way of everybody's hitting the baseball. They're making the right baseball play night in and night out, and that's something you don't see in baseball right now. So I'm gonna let you take it from there.
Yeah, no, their savior last night was like a third or fourth stringer that hit that home run in the 11th. So everybody and anybody is contributing to this Milwaukee Brewers squad. And like I said, I didn't expect this out of them. And I said the other day, Christian Yelich is back on top of his game and playing good ball. I saw an article and I read it. It was Robin Yount. He was on vacation somewhere, probably tropical and exotic, you know how they roll. And he went to the bar to get a beer from the beach, and he saw that they had Milwaukee and I think he might have said it was the Phillies. I can't remember who the game was, but it was somewhere toward the 10-game win streak of this run. And he's like checking it out and getting into the win streak and what's going on. He's like, I check them out every once in a while. I know what my team's doing, and they haven't been doing nothing. But dang, I watched 3 games straight at that bar. I didn't leave that bar. So Robin Yount got back into it. It's good for him. We need something like this going down to the playoff run, you know, and having Milwaukee just blow up. Why not? Why not Milwaukee? Why not Milwaukee? So I like it.
All right, real quick before you get to your next thing, Matt says there are some surprise picks. That's all I will say. Talking about his mock draft. And then talking about Milwaukee, he says they are winning for Euchre.
I'm in for the Uke.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of the Euchre, the other night when it was I forget what they call it, but it's when the baseball players get to wear whatever they want to wear. I know Jacob Young had his Jacob Young shoes on. That one of the young ladies that were that's in one of the cancer wards. She made some shoes for Jacob Young because he was her favorite player. And I also remember that Yelich, I think this was Friday night. He was actually using the bat, and the bat had dedications or Bob Euchre's image on his bat as well.
Wow.
So
wow.
that was something that was special the other night.
I like the bats with color in them. I think a lot of them look pretty neat, man. I mean, it's jazzing up the old dull wood look, you know. I like some of the colors on these bats. I mean, I never had a problem with the pink bats for breast cancer and whatnot. I thought that was always great when baseball does it, and then, football does it with the gloves and the cleats and stuff like that. So yeah, I like the colored bats.
What are your thoughts on Cleveland? Because Cleveland's been playing some good ball lately. Maddie, you can jump in if you want to here. But the Guardians have been getting some hitting. I know they moved Manzardo up, but they've been on a little run trying to get back in the mix. They've been cutting down the Detroit League. I still think Detroit's, if you did a power ranking, they'd probably be the 2 or 3, them and the Cubs. But go ahead, Jack. Let me let you do your thing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you, bro. I agree. I don't know if you've seen what's going on in Birdland, but Baltimore brought up one of their young arms. Mr. Brandon Young came up and got a start yesterday.
Yes.
And what did he do? He carries a complete game into the 8th. He's 4 outs away from a complete game in his major league debut. Well,
I don't mean to cut you off, but he had a perfect game going into.
I'm sorry. What did I say? What did I say? Complete?
Yeah, it's all good.
I meant perfect. Yeah,
I knew what you meant.
He had a perfect game.
I speak Jack Carr. I speak Gentleman Jack.
Oh yeah, Jaganese. He perfect game. 4 outs away from a perfect game. That's throwing the ball. I mean, yeah, there's got to be a little luck in perfect games and no hitters, by good defense. But Ramon Urias said, "Yeah, I'm gonna stick my bat out and poke this one." It was just a poke. He didn't even get a good swing on it, Midnight Rider. It was just a poke, and that sucks when they break up no hitters and perfect games. You rope you hit a rope over the shortstop's head. That's all right, but you get a little arm poke. I hate that. But that was the stadium that Brandon Young grew up watching ball in since he was 5 years old. They played over in Houston's where this game was at.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool to the story. It's his major league debut. He's debuting in the stadium that he's been watching since he was 5. So that was a great story for a young thing. And the Orioles need some great stories after this disappointing season they've had. Pitching injuries have hurt them, but I don't feel the bats have performed up to where they were the past 2 seasons for Baltimore, and that's pretty much why they're in the spot they're in.
So I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm trying to figure this out because I thought I saw that they were calling up their guy Samuel Basallo to the majors today. Yep. Samuel Basallo called up for his major league debut. It's about 6 minutes ago that the news broke. He's one of their catching prospects. I think the crazy part is I think more than likely he's going to play the DH. It looks like he's in the lineup today to hit 6. I think he's too big to be a regular catcher, and I think they're going to end up maybe putting him at first if he can catch it. If not, he'll just be a designated hitter the rest of his career. But that's just some
Yeah,
information coming out of Birdland. Well, I want
most
to ask
most
you.
catchers, most catchers can convert into first baseman because I mean, picking the ball out of the dirt at first ain't much different than picking the ball out of the dirt on the mound.
Exactly, and that's the one thing I always worry about or think about is when you're playing first. You know, I get mad at ESPN because they put the throw or the catch from the shortstop as the top play. Where if that first baseman doesn't pick it out of the dirt, and this is first baseman pride here. If we don't pick it out of the dirt or they don't pick it out of the dirt, then that play don't happen. It's not a highlight no more. You need us. You know what I'm saying? We complete you. We make the whole play work over there at first base. And shout out to anybody that played first base. But yeah. And you know what? Since I'm giving shout outs out, I gotta give one to my guy, Paul Atkins. He sent me this shirt, dope. I ordered from him probably about 2 years ago, and I never went to pick it up from the shop. And I just reached out to him, was like, "Hey, dog, do you mind just sending it to me?" He was like, "Yeah." So that was just a cool thing where, you know, you made a transaction, business transaction with somebody, and they was willing to own up to it and keep it with you. He's got a shop or a place out in Waldorf. It's called Fitness Motivators. So if you're trying to lose weight and get in shape, that's the place to go. That's the man to see. But let's get back to this baseball talk. Anything else you want to throw out here? The Nats. Looks like the Nats, did they win last night? Because if they did, that means they took 2 from the Phillies right off the bat.
I don't
And
know.
for them, that would make all the sense in the world because it's a team that they're not supposed to compete with. And if they do win or did win, it's right in line with their mantra where they win games they're not supposed to and they lose games that they're supposed to win. But to get off of that a little bit, what do you think about their little rotation with their outfielders? Because they've got Lyle, Wood, Cruz, and Young, and they're fitting 4 guys in the 3 spaces. And I think they're also using the DH as a way to make this work. What are your thoughts on that?
No, that's pretty much the only way they're going to make this work if they take this 4-man platoon and turn it into 3 position spots in the DH. That's going to be the rotation for the rest of the year, I think, until you figure out what you're going to do with these guys. I don't know which one of the outfielders is more versatile to be able to play another position, or I don't know. I'm not, I just know they do have 4 guys platooning for these outfield positions, and they're going to have to do it with 3 position players and 1 DH. I think that's what they're going to do the rest of the year.
All right, and then let's see
And then the Phillies put Wheeler on the 15-day disabled list too. He's got blood clots.
Good God, they're playing right now as we speak. They're in the top of the first.
Yeah,
I don't know what this special game is.
They're jumping off.
That's crazy. And yeah, so the Nats won yesterday 2-0. They won the other night. No, they lost the Friday night 6-2. But then they won Thursday 3-2, right? Yeah, so they're 2-1 against the Phils this weekend, which is absolutely crazy to me because this team looked like they were left dead. They were a carcass in the desert, and now they're actually playing like they can actually compete and be a good baseball team, which is not surprising, but it just is fitting for the way they played this year. What else you got?
That's an early start for a DC game, man. They must have started at 11.
Yeah, they did. It was like 11:30 start.
Damn.
They have like 2 of these every year. One is like the 4th of July game where they start at 11:30, and then today I don't know what the reason is behind this 11:30 start.
Well, the beer garden gets cranking earlier.
Oh heck yeah! And then if you want to get something to eat, you go to Walters. Walters Sports
Mm-hmm.
Pub.
Mm-hmm.
They got a
Yeah, man.
decent steak and cheese, but their wings on point.
Yeah, but before that, you gotta stop by the little storage container place to drink some brews.
The bullpen.
The bullpen. Why do I always keep forgetting it's called the bullpen? I always call it storage container place.
This
But
is Jack.
the first
Jack.
time I went there, I thought it was the coolest thing since sliced bread, man. I was like, check this shit out. And it's just fenced in. You know, they got you fenced in. And you
Yep.
go in there and get wild. And then you go to the game. It was badass. It was badass going to the bullpen. But now I don't park like that no more. I park to where I just come out of the parking garage. I'm straight in the stadium. I like that park garage right by the stadium. Uh, Before, when I found the bullpen, I was with my sister and her husband.
Excuse me.
They cheap. They cheap. They cheap. They park far away just to try to get $20 parking. They cheap. And yeah,
You sound
that's
like,
why
so you
they
sound
don't
like me
pay
because
$40.
I used to park if you know where the 7-Eleven is on South Capitol, right behind it used to be a parking garage. I don't know if they made that houses now or not, but I used to park there because it was right across from the fire station. And back in the day, in the 2012s, 2013s, and the teen years of the 20s, it was about 25 to 30 bucks. You know, I get there, park, and this is when I had my little run with Section 136. I just sit in 136. I pay like, if I was getting a single ticket, I probably paid 25 bucks. Sit in the right field corner. This was Josh had his first game there where he got a baseball. I would just sit there, and sometimes I get two because it was easy. And I just call people and be like, hey, you want to go to a baseball game? And they be like, oh yeah, cool. Where are we sitting at? I'm like, you'll see. And then you like walk down and you just keep walking, and people like, how far are we going down? And you like 3 rows from the front, and they're like, oh shit, this is crazy. You know, whether it was a guy or a girl, it didn't matter. Just sit there. And then I used to know, like, there was a security guy that used to be in the front. So he and I knew each other. I had my own beer man. This was the life, dog.
Oh
Jack,
yeah.
I was in life.
Oh yeah.
You know, where I'm talking about, I had loyal to my beer guy that he was the only beer person that I would buy beer from. And he used to give me.
I had a beer guy. At the yards, at Camden Yards, and he also works at Redskin games. He also works at Maryland football games. We call him. What do we call? We call him
I think I know who you're
Kamikaze.
talking about.
We call him Kamikaze because he wears his headband with his Japanese headband, right?
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
We call him
I didn't mean
Kamikaze.
to get that excited.
He worked. I first met him at Bay Sox because my brother-in-law Chris used to work Bay Sox. He was Candyman, got Candyman. He was Candyman, and we met Beer Man. And yeah, dude worked all the stadiums I went to, and he was in the left field bleachers at Orioles. So if you was in left field bleachers, you was gonna see Kamikaze out there. And yeah, you know you're going to some games when you got a beer man and you know the usher and you know things like that. But you was talking something a minute ago about how you had Josh at a game and he got a ball. Ain't nothing like taking your kid to a baseball game and they come out of there with a Major League Baseball. I remember when Cameron got her first ball, dude. That joint was up on the shelf by itself for like 6 months.
Dude, the best part about it was I said 0 words and I made eye contact with the bullpen catcher. And like I kind of just pointed to my son. And he was just like, he gave me like the nod. And I knew it was coming our way. And I was good.
Right.
But like I said, I was there because the 2012 was the most disheartening moment of my life when we lost to the Cardinals in Game 5. People can't say Pete Kozma or what's the other dude? David. It's not the Shields, the Clono or something like that. You can't say those two names around me without me actually breaking down in the cuss words, because they weren't any good. But what I'm getting to and what I'm going to skip past all that conversation for, do you have a moment when you were in the ballpark and it was like maybe a special moment? So like for me, I saw, because of that section and that seating, I saw Albert Pujols hit number 500.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I had Cal's game before he broke the record. I was there at that game. That was electric. Even though he just tied the record, it was pretty electric. First Monday Night Football at the Jack, that was intense. Orioles game. I got there early. I think it was Little League Day. And I'm just sitting down in the first row, BSing with some fans I met. And Sidney Ponson comes up and sits on the ledge next to me. I mean, right next to him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what's up? What's up? I said, what's up, Sidney? He said, what y'all talking about? I said, we just talking about baseball. I said, but I seen you at camp this year down in Florida. You signed a ball for me. He goes, you know how many balls I signed at camp? I'm like, I know. But I sat down and had a conversation with Sidney Ponson. And you know, that cat got screwed up and in trouble less than 4 months later. You know, I thought I had the best. I thought I had the best signature, the best baseball, because he was hot as a firecracker the year before. And that one there, Sidney Ponson, talking to him was pretty cool. So I could probably think of many more, because I have had some pretty cool experiences at ball fields. And that comes with just being old and being at the ball field a lot. Yeah.
Since we're hitting this wormhole, I'm gonna go one more step into the wormhole. Monday night, Denver Broncos. I don't remember the year. It's the Broncos versus the Redskins. Art Monk has the opportunity to break 820. The amount of begging I did to my dad to get into this ball game, and he hit me with one of the greatest lines I'll never forget. He was like, "Boy, if your mama give me one complaint about you going to eating up in the morning, it's gonna be me and you when I get home."
Yep.
Well, he said to me, and I was just like, "Dude, yeah, okay." And I got to see Art Monk catch 820, break the record. The guys put him up on his shoulders, took him across the field. I think that was 1990 or 91. And forever, that will be in my memory bank. And I'll be forever grateful to my pops for letting me see that moment. You know what? Let's take the show off the rails, because here goes Maddie. Matt's got lots of fun guards, October memories, but they all end sadly. Individual moment is seeing Gretzky score 8 points against Detroit in the game. Did you see a no live? But it was against the guards, of course. Oh, he said did see no live, but it was against the guards.
Yeah.
I never saw. I don't think I ever saw it. No.
See Gretzky play live?
Maddie, yeah. You gotta remember, Maddie's no. I wasn't in the hockey.
I did. I seen him twice. I wasn't either, but the girls down the street's family was. I used to always call them puck sluts. They was hockey chicks down the street, and they always had big ticket packages, so they always take one or two guys from the neighborhood. And I got to see Gretzky twice in my young day.
Now, my hockey favorite person was Pavel Bure, and it was only because of me playing the video game NHL. I think that at the time was 93 and 94, and I'd always trade for him because he was a winger. And when I created my player, I was always a center because I used to always, I'm a passer. So, like, I went to see him. I went with the Drive Times, one of the Drive Time correspondents, Duval Paul. He and I went and we sat on the glass. And after I sat on the glass and I watched those jokers, like, I liked hockey before then, but I fell in love with hockey that night, watching 6'5", 230-pound guys on skates doing what they do. Jack, we are killing the clock. I feel like Chris Russell at this moment. So what I'm going to do is put us to a quick break and get us back on topic. I don't know what the topic is, but we're going to find the topic and come back to it and get the party going. So Sideline Junkies Podcast Network, Sunday Rise. We're going to take a quick break and be right back at you in the next 20 seconds. There we go, baby. Guess who's back? Outside of Terry McLaurin being back at practice, it's also the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network. It's the Sunday Rise, and we are back after that quick commercial break. We are here to take you through the rest of the show. I'm going to go ahead and omit a certain part of the show because I don't think we're able to load the Candy Waller info that she sent us into an audio clip. So I won't use that right now. But what we will do is, let me see if I can get this up and running the right way. I apologize for these technical difficulties, but here we go. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen, Sideline Junkies Podcast Network, and we're talking football. So whenever you hear that sound, you know what's going on. And so we got great news yesterday that Terry McLaurin is back at practice. I think he should be practicing today. Jack, what are your thoughts? How do you feel? I know there's no contract, or I don't think there's a contract coming forward, but I think Friday, was it Friday? Yeah, Friday. Cliff Kingsbury came out in his press conference. He said we got to get boots on the ground or feet on the turf before we can talk about how good this offense can be and will be. What did you think about it?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me, man. I do think you need participants in practice. It still goes back to the whole holdout and you're still under contract. That still pisses me off. I mean, yeah, it's been done for many years now. Everybody re-ups their contract early. Getting Terry off the PUP list was a good move by Washington because one of my fellow junkies told me that having him on the PUP list made it to where Washington couldn't find Terry for not coming to practice. So now take a little money out of his purse and maybe it might get him to sign the deal quicker. I don't know. I need the deal signed by tonight for me to be correct. I don't know. I really thought it would have been done by now. Just to be a team that's come out of a dismal past and had a really good, productive, growing season last year. Why you want to stymie it with some holdout news? But at least the holdout news in Washington isn't as horrible as the holdout news in Dallas. So I'm cool with that. You know, what they got over there is putting laundry out, and I don't agree with that. The owner shouldn't be bad talking the player. The player shouldn't be bad talking the owner. If they Cowboys or not, they shouldn't be doing that. So I'm glad it's been pretty mellow here in Washington during this Terry holdout Midnight Rider. but it's time to tighten it up, bro. It's time to tighten it up.
No, I totally agree. I think this is one of those moments where I don't think we realized going into this negotiation just how different and difficult it was going to be because of his age. I think people just expected it to be, oh, it's Terry, and we just give him a blank check. And I don't think this organization runs on handing out blank checks. This organization runs on information, if I can say that from looking afar. We are a number-driven, analytical team when it comes to prospects and perspective. And it's going to be interesting because next year you're going to have Luvu and you're going to have Tunsil. You possibly have Debo. And you got to figure out what we're going to do money-wise with those three parties going forward. And maybe we don't know what the resolution is, or we don't know what comes from these moments, but we got some things coming up next year. So this year he got to get this right going into the year and figuring it out. And I think what Terry's going to have to do, and I think the team's going to have to, they're going to have to compromise and be flexible. We had the reports early in the week there from Fowler and a couple other people that Terry's team came in hot with a high number. The beauty of this whole thing is I love that no one can say really what the team has done. People have just been able to speculate, and I'm comfortable with that because there are no leaks in the front office, something that we complained about all the time. And KG, since you're in here, I need you to cut the Monday Night Football sounder a little bit differently because we got to get that little drum.
Yeah.
We got to get that bum, bum, dun, dun. We need that extra piece. So you got to get a longer version of it if you can. But that's kind of where I'm at on Terry. I'm glad he came back to practice. I think Cliff's comments Friday kind of put the spark under the whole thing. He said something to the effect of, it don't matter about the meetings. We got to get feet on the grass. And I think that was one of the best lines ever. It was his honest moment about needing Terry back so they can do Terry things or get Terry to do Terry things in the whole process.
That's right. Because everybody knows it don't mean a thing without that go-go swing.
I knew you was going to say that. I knew. When I set it up, I was like, here it comes.
What?
I've been around you too long, dog. I've been around you too long.
What do you mean? When you said what?
I just knew you was going there. Ladies and gentlemen, I guess his header says he's the straw that stirs the drink.
Yeah, he can stir the drink, but he ain't the dynamic duo.
Ain't nothing close to it, baby. Straw that stirs the drink. Do you have any comments?
Yeah, I got a comment. I'll say this. With Terry, I want to get it done. And I want him to be happy. I don't want it to be like here, man, take this deal. But I want his loyalty to be rewarded as well as his productivity, because we talk about it all the time, how this cat has put up the numbers that he's put up, and he's only had a quarterback one season that he's played here in DC. So I think it's a beautiful thing what he's done, and I think he should be rewarded for said thing. But we got to get this done.
Okay, straw that stirs the drink. Straw that stirs the drink. Thanks for rolling with it, brother.
Like I said last week, I'll unplug all this.
What are you supposed to? Come on, you're supposed to respond back. Come on,
say thanks for letting the brother roll.
I know. If you let me get to it, I was gonna say thanks for letting the brother roll. But look, Jack.
We don't want to hear your whining.
But I'm not, because I want to get the deal done. That's whining because I want to get the deal done. I'm just like any other fan. I want to get the deal done.
I said thanks for rolling with it, brother. You're supposed to say.
Well, thanks for letting the brother roll.
We don't need that other yet. That I hang up and listen to your response. That's what you're supposed to do. I mean, get with the program, Straw. We're gonna start calling him Straw now.
Hey, so real quick, Coach Mark says I would love to be a fly on the wall in those contract talks. He said if I'm AP, I'm re-signing Luvu this year before the market skyrockets. Yeah, I think so, but I think Luvu's got to.
I think he's there.
Like, Luvu's never going to be in that Parsons, Garrett / Hendrickson conversation. I think he's gonna be a little more middle of the road, you know. So I think you got some leeway with him. I think you can find a place to give him money and make him happy. I think Thompson is going to be the guy that you're going to have to break the bank for. But with all that being said, I mean, what do we really know? Because we don't know.
Yeah, I think Luvu was so pumped with winning last year. He was so psyched in them locker rooms after victories last year. I mean, he was almost the number one guy that Dan Quinn called up, you know, especially for breakdown. So Luvu's loving Washington.
Heck yeah.
If we have another good season, Luvu ain't going nowhere. Luvu will be asking Washington to sign him back. You know what I'm saying? I think he's
so if you remember the preseason or the talks after they signed him is Dan Quinn and Adam Peters, they said that they see him as an ascending player. And I think everybody kind of took that for granted because everybody looked at it like, who's Luvu and who's this guy or whatever. They didn't really understand it. And then as he played this season, we really recognized who he was. We actually were able to give him credence to the player that he is. And now you got to figure out what's his worth. And that's going to be a tough conversation. I think that's going to be another difficult negotiation because I don't know how old Frankie is, but he's, you know, one of our best linebackers, and we're going to have to give him something. And I think I forgot who made the comment. I think it was Coach Jackson. I think you're going to have to try to start with him early so you don't get the results this season for him to try to factor in to his worth, because I think you're going to feature him more this season than you would in a normal. I think he's going to play a little bit more of an edge type of role.
Can I say something in here real quick?
I mean, you're the Straw.
I just want to piggyback off what you're saying. When it comes to Luvu, I think Luvu is like now everybody says how Bobby Wagner's the leader and everything. Luvu is like the emotional leader because of the way he tell me, and I you said it before, Jackson said it before. When you hear him go off after the game, it's like you get amped up. He's like on Ray Lewis vibes when he gets to going. And he gets amped. Man, like, y'all can make fun of me all you want, but I'm ready to take my ankles out there. I hit this dude. I'm ready to run through a brick wall. I love having him here.
You say he sounds like who?
He sounds a little bit like Ray Lewis. Cue the music.
If an eagle ever sees a bird flying at the same altitude that he's flying at, it must be another eagle. It must be another eagle. Because pigeons don't fly at the altitudes of eagles. And if you find yourself flying with pigeons, you may be flying too low. So you show me your crowd, I'll show you your future. If an eagle ever sees...
There you go.
Now tell me you don't want to take your ankles up and run through a brick wall right now.
I'm good.
I'm
at that point in my athletic career. I'm good.
I'm good.
I've accepted my responsibility.
And Midnight Rider, by the way, Frankie Luvu, 28 years old. He's younger than I thought.
Okay.
I thought he was in his 30s. So Frankie still got one more big cash out, I think.
But the crazy part about it is Frankie was a special teamer with the Jets. Like, he didn't really become who he is now until he got here. You know, and I think that's part of the thing that he wasn't this guy when he was in New York. Trust me. I watched a lot of Jets games because I love the Jets defense. But he gonna be something special. And then that contract negotiation is gonna be interesting with him as well. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, bro. I don't even know where we are in the show anymore. I lost track of the rundown.
He had He had a outbreak season in Carolina to where he became what he is right now. I knew he didn't.
Okay, I'll give you that.
He had two. 22 and 23 were his breakout seasons to where I guess he got the time in Carolina because he never got the time in New York. So, yeah, I knew he had some, and I'd say that one of the two of those seasons should have been a Pro Bowl season in Carolina.
Okay.
I
like it. If you like it, I love it.
I knew he didn't come on the scene with Washington.
I think Washington. I know for a fact that Louisville was not in the top 100 when he was in Carolina, and if he was either 100 or 99. For him to jump in to the top 100 this year after his season with Washington is a big statement.
What number did he come in?
I knew you was going to ask that because I was actually reaching for my phone.
Aware. I wasn't aware he made it.
No. So let's do this. Let's jump into a quick commercial break. We'll come back.
Sounds good.
And I'll tell you what number he's at, and we'll go from there. And with that being said, this is the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network. I am Midnight Rider. He is the Gentleman Jack Carr. That is the big guy KG, also known as the straw that stirs the drink. And we'll be right back after this quick 15-second break. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network. This is the Sunday Rise. I am the Midnight Rider. He is the Gentleman Jack Carr. He is the straw that stirs the drink in his mind. The big guy KG. Jack, I don't know what happened to your mic. I didn't get any sound from you. But we were just talking about Frankie Louvu, his spot in the thing. I see where he is. He just turned 28 not too long ago.
Mic check.
You good.
I know I'm good.
Okay.
I was good when you said that.
He came in at number 70.
Did he really?
So that's a good spot. Like a lot of you guys that are on the Friends are in the 80s to the 100s. So for him to be at 70, that's a real solid spot for a young guy like him.
What is this? The top 100 right now?
It's the NFL top 100 right now. Yeah.
Okay. It's kind of crazy that a guy with only really 2 years of stats before last year is on that list. It's pretty impressive.
Well, they don't do a lot of, like, they will give way to a lot of one-hit wonders. So you can have a good year, show, and then if you don't show the rest of your career, you just fall off the map.
Well,
so like
3 out of 9 ain't.
So a guy like Peyton Hillis
9 ain't a home run. Sorry, buddy.
Right? No, you good, buddy. Peyton Hillis is a guy that everybody. He was the cover of Madden.
Oh yeah.
He had his moment in the sun. Fullback from Arkansas. Actually, he was a fullback for a great team because he blocked for, I think it was DeMarco Murray and Darian McFadden.
Right.
But he, became a feature back in Cleveland, had a great season. Then after that, he went off into the wind. Almost like, a one-hit wonder in the music industry. But how do we want to do this?
Yeah,
Jack?
you got a guy like that, one-hit wonder type shit. I'd put a guy like, what's that guy's name? Hillis?
Peyton Hillis.
He the guy, the quarterback, the wide receiver, the slot. Oh, what's his name? It is Hillis, ain't it?
Nah,
No, you're thinking of Taysom Hill.
The guy that's got
Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill. You know, you got a guy that, I mean, he's getting ready to set a record that ain't nobody ever going to touch again because ain't nobody going to do the things he does, running the ball, throwing the ball, catching the ball. He's got so many receiving yards, so many rushing yards, so many passing yards. I can acquire those numbers for a later show, but that's an impressive all-around ball player.
So if you guys haven't had an opportunity yet, you get a 1-for-1 free because if you go to the bdge.co trivia game, they do a tight end nickname, and two of the tight ends, one is Taysom Hill, one is Chris Cooley. You're welcome. But
Captain Chaos.
Yep, Captain Chaos. So there's about 16 nicknames on this on the list for the day. So if you get in there, you got 2 for free from us, and then you just gotta go on. But the one thing I love and the one thing I take personal about the BDGE.co challenge is I don't look up anything. My results are the results. Like I gotta go through it mentally myself, and if I don't get them right, I don't get it right.
They're tough. They're tough.
There's some crazy questions, and it tests your memory, and then when you see the answers, you like it's like almost like a voila.
Yes.
It's like, oh damn, and you knew the names, but it's just because you were in that box of trying to know right there in the moment, and you didn't want to cheat yourself. That's where it comes from. But let's get to a section of the show, if you don't mind, Jack, because you said you was tired of some things. So I want you to air out your laundry. Tell them why you tired, Jack. Tell them why you tired.
Midnight Rider, my people out there podcasting, I am tired of these WNBA complaining about money. I mean, come on. Before 3 years ago, you guys were negative money. The NBA was picking up your loose change. You know what I'm saying? Y'all wasn't even paying your way. Now, after Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, you see, I put Angel Reese first so she don't get mad at me. You know, because that's one to shut up. Okay. I think Angel Reese is a good ball player. She needs to practice shooting a little more than running her mouth. But come on, Angel Reese. You're making yourself, in my eyes, not seem like as good of a basketball talent as you are because of the stupid stuff that comes out of your mouth. Pay us or else? Or else what? We good? NBA still here? Or else what? These girls don't want to strike. I don't know. I haven't heard the word yet, but it's brewing. And why? You're going to strike so the number 9 girl on your bench don't get to eat? You know what I'm saying? Not all these girls getting paid $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 to play ball. So let's think about the number 9 and 10 girl on your bench. You strike, they don't eat. So you're saying a slap in the face, the latest agreement that they proposed. Any increase should not be a slap in the face. Ladies that are complaining about that. I mean, come on. The NBA sells out big-ass stadiums all the time. There's only a couple teams in there that got empty stadiums. Now, all but 3 teams got regular small stadiums and aren't filling. You know, the only time you go to a bigger stadium is if Paige is coming to town or Caitlin's coming to town or maybe the Aces. But they don't change arenas for the Aces. They change arenas for Caitlin Clark and Paige Buchers, filling those up. But they're not filling them up all the time. So let the WNBA get on their feet now that they've made a profit these past couple years versus struggling like they have for the past 20 years.
I think the thing that has really been the struggle in this argument. I'm sorry, did I cut you off? If I did, I apologize. I'm sorry. I thought you paused.
You're fine.
Okay, okay.
I paused because I had to take a breath.
All right, go ahead. Finish your thing out, because
I'm just saying the money, they're trying to be paid, and I'm happy that a lot of the female sports have increased their pay. I mean, look at tennis. They get more money, golf getting more money, but they're not getting the money that the male tennis players or the male golf players. And I'm not saying the males are superior or dominant. They just have a bigger following. That's all I'm saying. In no way am I saying girls' sports don't equal up. I'm not. Because I enjoy it. I enjoy watching girls fast pitch softball. I ain't watching girls basketball. I even watch some girls football, girls flag football. So it's not that I don't enjoy watching the sport. It's just that they're not as popular with other men to make it as popular. So they need to stop. Any increase they get should not be called a slap in the face. And that is the word quoted, slap in the face. So I think these WNBA girls are being ridiculous. And I think some girls are speaking out, Midnight Rider, that they ain't got no, they just don't, they're not the right person to be speaking out for the WNBA.
Got you.
So Miss Angel Reese needs to just be quiet and play basketball. And that's what I'm tired of, y'all. I'm just tired of it. It's been going on all season.
Let's hit, because Anthony's pretty active here. So I'm gonna try to hit a couple of his. Coach Jackson, I think we might be beyond what you're talking about. So I'll
go there.
I don't want to ignore your comments, but I think we're on a different subject. So let's go here.
Where you at?
KG, Jack, and Midnight Rider, is it possible that if there was more women and ownership in the WNBA, not just executive positions, the pay in the WNBA would be a lot higher? And here's what I think, Anthony, is it's not the perspective or the women in place. I think what you're getting at right now is the WNBA has jumped into new contract money, and this is why the ladies are fighting more and want a higher percentage. Because I think their percentage right now of the salary cap of the money made is like 9%. But they know this league is going to be profitable. And you got to think about it. You're getting almost I forgot what the numbers are because I did this.
How do you know? How do you know?
Because their contract makes sense. Hold on, slow down. I do know.
I'm telling you.
Because their contract is
a couple players getting hurt away of people ghosting them.
Dude, you're not listening to what I'm about to say. The WNBA has signed 2 very aggressive TV contracts that's going to get them paid the next couple years. And that's where the players see the money coming in. And that's why they're aggressively and actively seeking more money, is because they know that the bottom line is changing and they want to get a part of the bottom line. I see your finger up, but give me a second because let me go to Anthony's other comments.
Before I forget.
All right, go ahead before you forget. Go ahead. Go ahead, Jack.
The thing is, man, I don't know. All right. WNBA is a business. It's a business that has been hemorrhaging for 2 decades. Hemorrhaging, not profiting. Okay, they made some profit. Clark and Reese's first year, they made some profit last year. I mean, how are you gonna? That's like y'all been eating beans and rice all year, but Daddy hit the numbers the other day, and we trying to go out and get some Ruth Chris and shit. but that's only one meal. You need meals for the week. So you can't just, everybody don't get to eat yet, man. Let the business, which is the WNBA, recoup some and get on their feet. They ain't been on their feet for 3 years out of, I know they've been in business 25 years. So a lot of people don't know the WNBA was losing money tremendously for 20 years. How it stayed afloat. NBA.
All right,
So
the current, they're not being greedy. The current deals that they have, listen to what I'm about to say to you. The current deal with them, their TV deal is brought in $50 million annually with Disney, Ion, CBS, and Amazon. They just signed an 11-year agreement, and that starts in the 2026 season, when roughly
hasn't even started yet.
You listen. Let me finish the statement. We'll see the league receive $2.2 billion on an average of $200 million per year in terms of TV. This deal includes ESPN, NBC, and Amazon. There's another $50 million that they're getting from their other partners on this deal. So what the ladies see is they're seeing that money's coming into the league. They're seeing the higher attendance. And what they're trying to do is go ahead. What'd you say?
I didn't say that, just 1 year. This first year, they're seeing money coming in.
Right. So if your company, hold on. So if you're working for a company and money's coming into the company, you don't want to ask for a raise? Or you don't want some other situation? Huh?
Depending on the situation. If the company
Can I jump in here real quick?
It's not going to be feasible. It's not going to be feasible for them to give it to you because they've been doing terrible for the past 20 years in the money side of things. So just because they finally got something going, they gave you an increase.
Go ahead, KJ.
Take it.
I just want to say this. I just want to say, like, I where Jack's coming from, because if you look at the WNBA has been growing, contrary to popular belief, before the addition of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Before, if you remember, we covered this. Hold on. We covered this over 2 years ago, and we were talking about the rise of ladies basketball. It started with the Cubs. And we said this on this very show, that it was going to trickle over into the WNBA. And what happened? It trickled over into the WNBA. They've been talking about expansion since 2019. The only reason that didn't happen then was because of COVID. Everything has been going and trending up since then. Yes, the money's there. But for them to say, hey, we need this, is slap in the face to get $250,000 as a minimum from 66. Yeah, you tripping.
I think that the problem that everybody thinks about is you're thinking that these ladies are asking for NBA money, and they're not. The thing that they're asking for is the NBA share of the profits. And if the profits come in, stop shaking your head. If you're listening, just listen to me. They want the profits to have a bigger share of the revenue. And since the revenue is going to be there, you can shake your head no all you want, but it's going to be the case that they're arguing for themselves. Is, and you can shake the bottle of water all you want, but they're arguing for a bigger share of the revenue that comes from the league. They're not asking you to give them. I mean, that coincides with bigger contracts, but they asking for just a bigger share, because I think their profit share right now is something like 10%. And if that's the case, then they're not getting their fair share of the profits. Before you go, let me go ahead and hit these comments real quick. Anthony says, Jackie Midnight Writer, it seems though that the media starts to turn on CC Why do you think that, or am I looking at it the wrong thing? I don't think anybody's turning on
No.
Caitlin Clark. I think Caitlin Clark is always going to be the story. And I think they understand that she's the story.
Yeah, I think they're moving on from the Caitlin Angel Reese thing, and now they're going Caitlin Page, as in
Right.
WNBA rivals for the future. And they're kind of the same kind of player. Caitlin and Angel Reese are not the same type of player at all. Reese is down low, and Caitlin's everywhere, baby. So I don't think.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't think they're different on Caitlin. I just think Angel Reese is raging such a stink. I think they're gonna blow away from the Caitlin Angel Reese rivalry, and the new rivalry is gonna be Caitlin Page.
All right, so then Maddie jumps in and says, I think there's a mid ground here. The Saudis should get a bump, but definitely not what the NBA gets. And Maddie, right. My response to you is the ladies don't want the bump. They want the revenue share. And I think
they want the cake and eat it too.
No. They want the revenue share, which is different from getting the bump because they know that money's coming in. They see the increase in revenue, whether it's jersey sales and ticket sales and everything else. So they want their share as soon as possible. And they'd be wrong not to ask for their share. And then here comes Anthony. He said, outside the Williams sisters, Maria Sharapova and Lindsay Davenport, there wasn't a lot of women's tennis spurs with large followings.
Stars.
Coco is getting there, which is a little bit behind.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where he's going with this, but
Coco came out.
I think the thing with on the tennis side is there's always been great tennis players. I mean, you can't just say the Williams sisters. You got to go back to Navratilova, Monica Seles, Chris Everett, and all those people. So I don't think that's the case in this situation. I think what the situation is we have a league, and I think the league has grown in a short period of time. And what the players are trying to do is get the most money out of that window. And I think we have two pretty imminent labor strikes or labor situations on our hands. One is going to be the WNBA and them trying to figure out the money. And the other is the MLB. Because MLB's got trouble coming up in 2026. Whether you know it or not, you got to get prepared, get your popcorn. If you're a Nats fan, be ready to not spend any money this all season because a strike is imminent in 2026.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jack. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're definitely right about that. I think a strike is definitely coming soon for baseball if they don't straighten some shit out in the offseason.
Well, I mean, you saw Manfred get into it with Bryce Harper because he came in their locker room talking about a salary cap. And I don't know what baseball is thinking in that term because they done let that toothpaste get way out of the tube. I mean, it's so bad that the whole bottle of toothpaste is on the ground and you can't put the whole bottle of toothpaste. Yes,
Minerado. They've let that get out of hand for many years. I don't know how they're gonna reel it in now.
They can't.
Ain't no way you can't make everybody happy, and it's just gonna make more people mad.
I mean, but you can't even do it think about the salaries that are in place already. You got Shohei's salary, you got Juan Soto, you got Bryce Harper. How do you put that back into the tube and make a functioning salary cap for all the other teams? You can't. You just can't. It's done.
Happening.
Rob Manfred, our favorite commissioner. I mean, I think we have him number one as our best commissioners in all of baseball and sports. It's too late. It's been too long. You let this get out of hand too far and too wide. And since we're talking about useless and unimportant things, let's go to the NCAA's punishment for Michigan. Jack, I don't
Fill
know.
me in,
Wait.
Midnight Rider.
Before you go to that, can I finish my thought here? Because I mean,
Oh, I'm
I would
sorry.
like a little bit.
We're sorry. We thought you were out. I'm sorry.
No. I'm right here.
Okay.
When Jack said the word strike, I mean, I wish you could have seen me because I pumped my fist and I said, Jack's right. That's what they're headed to. And you talk about revenue sharing, Midnight Rider. They want 51%. Name me a company that's going to give you 51% of their revenue
NBA.
profit. The NBA gives the players 51%.
Yes, that's what they want. That's why they want it.
Ho. Are you sure about that? Can did you pull the numbers on that?
Dude, that is their number. They get
Okay.
51% of the revenue.
Well, guess what? The WNBA you can't go from 10 to 51. Now, if you saying 10 to 40, I can get that. I can see that's feasible. But 10 to 51, we can't do that. We can't do that.
Okay, then
So,
you got the strike in your hands.
well, and then hey, guess what? You know what's gonna happen? It's gonna be like that time in 2000 when that guy said, "I'm gonna inject my own company with my own poison. I'm gonna kill my creation." That's what you're gonna do.
Okay.
That's when you start talking about strike over something like that. When you're just really getting a footing, you're just getting a footing. No, what you got to do is you got to be able to come to the table, but you got to have people that are open minded to come to the table and say, "Hey, this is what we want." And of course, you start high, they start low, and then you kind of find your middle ground. That's how you negotiate. But these negotiations right now, it's like we want. But okay, the league's gonna do what's best for the league too. And you got to be careful as a team representative in labor negotiations because it's an easy way for you to get blackballed from the league as well. So you have to be careful with that.
Look here,
All right,
fellas.
KG. With that being said, we're gonna take a quick break.
Guys.
Ho. Go ahead. Finish your thought. And then we got a break
One
and then
quick
come back
thing.
and finish out.
You know, and I've been doing some homework on this WNBA. I think it's Alicia Copper and that other tall white girl. They started this 3-on-3 league.
Unraveled.
And they're paying pretty decent, $200,000 to $300,000 for stars to play a short 3-on-3 season. And I think some of these girls think they can strike and get paid in that 3-on-3 season. That's a stupid way to go about it. Why don't you double dip, get paid for the WNBA and the 3-on-3 season? Why are you causing this ruckus when the opportunity to make more money is right in front of you?
Because the ruckus is you should get more money because the money is there. You keep putting your head back, you keep shaking your head, but dog, they're getting
the money.
They,
But they wasn't asking for this money 8 years ago, was they?
No, because they didn't have a foothold.
It wasn't there. Because it wasn't
now
there.
They stay.
You're just trying to ruin a league that's just actually getting started after 20 plus years.
KG, you have anything else?
Bro?
Because I'm going to take a quick break, and then we're going to finish out with this.
Go ahead and hit the break, brother.
Huh?
You need to break out.
Go ahead and hit the break.
This podcast network. Whoa. I just see something inflammatory here. Anthony says Gary Bateman is the best commissioner in sports. To be honest, when was the last knockout in hockey?
I've heard that.
And Midnight Rider.
Yeah, we've heard that.
Anthony, I think this is the absolute. I mean, I don't want to trash you on this, but Gary Bettman is one of the worst commissioners.
We can put the muffins back. Keep your ribs.
Yeah. Put the muffins back.
And what chicken are you talking about putting back?
You can tell the Muffin Man whatever. But yeah,
my bad.
Nowhere near the best commissioner in sports. He's one of the worst. he's probably if they. I mean, the good thing for him is the fact that Manfred exists, so it doesn't make him the worst. And then let's see what this other comment is.
Yeah,
NFL players
comment
get
on this comment.
All right, give me 1 second, Jack. The
Yes,
NFL
sir.
players get 48.5% of the revenue share from the media and merchandising. The NBA players get 32 to 42%. We got to double check your numbers, Anthony, on this, because that doesn't make sense. It doesn't jive with the things that I've seen. So go ahead, Jack. What you guys say?
KG, you might be able to answer this question for me. What are the WNBA players currently getting? What percentage?
I think they're at like 9 or 20%. They're at a very low number. Their
But you're
percentage
saying
isn't
9
that high.
Okay, so you're saying 8 or 9%, and they only offer them 10? That don't sound right.
We can look into it, but their
I'll wait
numbers there's a very low number for them percentage wise right now, and that's why
I'll wait till
So maybe we can make that a project for the Junkies as a collective to try to figure out the numbers and where we are and what they're looking for and what the difference is, and we'll have that for you on the Tuesday night flight. So we'll go from there.
Definitely something I want to do before I make this comment, because
hold your comment to the side and let's
if say they're getting 2% and WNBA gave them a raise to 10, I think that's fine. But we need to find out what the percent they're currently getting before I complain about this.
All right, so let's move on to
this.
Let's move on.
Please.
Let's just talk real quick. I don't have big details. What I want to talk about was the NCAA and their punishment for Michigan after the sign stealing situation. And I'm gonna keep this real short. So, Jack, if you ready, you want to get your menu. I know. I see your face. We're good.
I didn't hear
I
didn't hear what the punishment was.
It doesn't even matter, because the problem is the NCAA keeps letting its skirt show. They don't care about punishing the team for what's actually wrong. I don't know how that came up. All right, so let's address this Anthony thing. The reason I say Gary is the best commissioner is I'm looking at the parity of the league. You see more worse. The first order is in hockey. Then you do the other sports. No. The reason I think he's the worst is because he does. Yeah, you can have parity all you want, but he's a bad commissioner. The league stinks. He's the only reason he's not the worst is because of Manfred. Manfred keeps him up and above water.
I hear you.
This guy is garbage. And if you watch our shows, you go Monday drive time with Matty Ice, and Matty Ice will tell you the same thing I'm saying now. Gary Bettman is one of the worst commissioners in sports. He's just survived, and for him, the good thing is the world has saved him in situations like he's the person that goes in the garbage can and finds a steak. Like, that's his way of commissioning. Like, it's not because he's a good commissioner. It's just he just happened to fall into stuff. But that's a conversation for another day. So I'm not gonna get caught up on what Anthony's talking about. But I appreciate the comment and I love your participation.
Yes.
Back to this whole Michigan thing. And the reason I'm upset is because maybe I should have said I had beef too, but the most annoying thing is that this thing has no teeth. What should have happened, because Michigan was stealing signs and doing all these things, is Michigan shouldn't have been allowed in the playoffs. They shouldn't have been allowed to play in the college playoff system. But what the NCAA did was they tried to hit every pocket outside of keeping them out of the tournament and keeping them out of being available to play in the thing. And you know why? In the dance. And you know why? because it's about the money. The NCAA is a whore, okay? It's not a tempestuous whore. It's a straight up whore. They love money.
Be the money. Must
They
be the
love
money.
money. And what they won't do is they won't mess up the church's money to be practical. And I'm it's annoying as hell because they will put a team like SMU, they'll put a Baylor, they'll put any of these other teams, and they'll deny them playoff situations. They'll deny them ability to play in the college basketball tournament. They'll deny them everything else. But you get a Michigan involved in this, and they know Michigan can possibly play in the college playoff system. They're not going to ban them from the playoffs, where the rule is that if you violate this rule, one of the stipulations is you get banned from playoff football. And what did the NCAA do? They became the three blind mice when this came out. They didn't see a thing. They didn't, and that's the problem I have with them, is because they pick and choose their battles of when they want to enforce their rules. And nothing, and Jack, I apologize up front now, but when the NBA, the NCAA coaches thing came out, and it was like Chuck Persons from Auburn and a couple other guys in that situation, the Arizona coach and a couple other people with the recruiting violations, the second that Mike Krzyzewski's name came up, those allegations went to the back room. They did an NFL thing. They put it in the arbitration. They hid the testimony. No, they hid the testimony, Jack. Stop shaking your head because y'all were violators on this thing. Those sanctions, none of the sanctions came up. That thing, the second you heard Duke's name, it got pushed under the rug.
Coach K ain't never broke a rule in his life.
Yeah, okay. And you know what? Never mind. I'm not even gonna say what I was about to say because I was gonna get us canceled. So
you don't want to go there.
All right, let's see. Anthony says
I'm
gonna use another
college team. I ain't do it.
Yeah, you did. Anthony said I'm gonna use another college team that there's a media double standard for in college football, specifically the Hurricanes. They've been on the sink. They've been on the brink. On sanctions.
They deserved it.
But yeah, they deserved it. But even then, that was when they were coming up, and their sanctions didn't bother the team or factor into what they are now. So yeah, again, like I said, Anthony, the NCAA picks and chooses its arguments. And you know what?
They deserve it.
Stop this conversation here because we could be here for another 2 hours, and we might break the 55-hour podcast record. And I can't do that.
Can't do that. Don't want KG being upset at us no more.
So let's get to our Sunday staple. What you eating? Before we get out of here, Jack. Oh, you sound like he asking the wife what are they eating? Jack's trying to get the
I was.
I think I'm starting the day with a pizza because I'm being lazy.
Check it out.
And then I think this evening, if things play out the way I want, I'm gonna lace another taco. I don't know if it's gonna be chicken or steak, shrimp. It might be chicken and shrimp. Scrimp. I laid on a coleslaw. I got some raw onions that I dice up. I dice up a tomato, and then I do a lime. I chop up a lime and squeeze the lime juice over it.
Yeah, man.
So I think that's gonna be my option.
Well, right now, as soon as the show's over, I think I'm gonna go get me a couple bacon, egg, and cheese tacos. I've been making those pretty quick.
Bacon, egg, and cheese tacos?
Yeah. You scramble some eggs, put the eggs in, and put a piece of bacon or two right on in there long ways, and then put what you want on top. either some. I put some Taco Bell sauce on there and some pico.
Dude,
That's it. No.
So you may not be familiar with this place, but there's a place that every enterprise employee knows. Back in the day, if you worked from like 1997 to 2010, you know about a place called Anita's in Chantilly, and the place still might be there, right in front of. I think there was BMW at Chantilly. They were right in their parking lot, and they used to have the best breakfast burritos ever. It was a staple of the Enterprise family, and I'm dead serious, dog.
Dude, we had the same thing when I worked at this place called Utiliquest. It wasn't a special hole in the wall type breakfast spot. It was a straight up Bob's Big Boy. But rainy mornings, when we come in to pick up our workload for the day at Utiliquest, and what Utiliquest is a utility locating service. This utility paints the ground. So we came to pick up our daily workload from the office, and it's raining. Shit, you could see 8 to 10 Utiliquest trucks at Bob's Big Boy, New Carrollton Plaza. And me, my boy Tracy Paragoy, Sam Wallinsford, Lance Spears, Kevin Garnett, Sam Garnett, my fault. We had all kind of funny dudes there. And we had this waitress. She was the best waitress in the world. And she was wearing Lucky jeans, like back when they wasn't popular. And my boy Tracy, I said, dude, where the waitress? He said, hold on. Hey, Lucky Draws. So the girl's name was Lucky Draws after that. So we come in, because we'd leave her $40 tips, you know what I'm saying? All you can eat joint cost you back then, what, $12? So everybody just throw up a 20, and then the change goes to her. Man, she's seen us coming on rainy days, and she knew. And
she was good to go.
Good old Lucky Draw. Lucky Draws. That's all we had to say. Lucky Draws. She come running out.
Maddie,
every company got their breakfast spot.
Anita's breakfast bombs were the best.
Okay.
Anthony says for us, we had a breakfast spot when we lived in Miami that we would go to every Sunday before church when I was younger, called the Chuck Wagon is what he called
it.
Yeah,
like
man,
a real Chuck Wagon.
I used to do Mondays when I wasn't working. I was taking care of my dad. The first Monday of every month, we'd go to IHOP, and I get my what was it? The steak burrito. It wasn't a burrito. Steak omelet. I get the steak omelet every time.
Oh,
and that joint was with the 3 pancakes on the side. It was fat boy heaven. It's part of the reason why I'm fat now.
No.
That and my lack of exercise. But we won't go into those.
Yeah, I like making bacon, egg, and cheese tacos. It can be a taco, it can be a burrito. I fold the end up and eat it like a burrito, but you just get some scrambled eggs, throw 2 strips of bacon in there, some pico, and some Taco Bell sauce. And I like that. And plus, it's not that bad, even though you got the bacon in there. It's not that bad for you. Eggs good for you. Your cholesterol's right. And tonight, we are having some pizzas. My wife said pizza night. We ain't had a pizza night in a minute because, like I said, I've been eating good. And my daughter, man, she probably going to get down with them damn. Oh, she's killing the bread game. I'll bring that up in a minute. Her bread game is on tip. It's on point. So she be eating them cauliflower pizzas, Joe. No.
That's bad parenting.
No, I can't do nothing about it, bro. She like regular pizza, but she trying to do that healthy shit sometimes. She'll go get them veggie burgers and shit. She got my wife eating them veggie burgers. They trying to throw them. I said, no, sir. I'll eat all the turkey ground you want to feed me as long as you season it, but I ain't eating fake burgers. Can't. I'm sorry. Right. Don't have no interest in eating a vegetable-based burger. Don't have no interest. I'm already eating enough vegetables, boy. My mornings are righteous, if you know what I'm saying. So we having pizzas pizza night. We ain't had a pizza night in a minute. We used to always have pizza night, taco night. We always do that. We do tacos a lot. We probably do tacos in my house twice a week, just because it's quick and easy.
Speaking of which, so I gotta give a shout out to Mission Street Tacos. They do the tortillas or the taco shells. They do the soft taco shells, and you ain't got to put it in the oven. You ain't got to do nothing to it. Basically, you buy the joint. All you do is take the joint out the thing, put your food in it, and it's good to go. So I give them a definite shout out. But Jack, we had like an hour 45. I know we're in trouble.
I know, right?
So let's get out of here.
Not on Sunday. Not on Sunday. We good.
Yeah, not on Sunday, but kind of on Sunday. We kind of got it still, kind of, sort of, not so.
Oh, let's catch Anthony's last question.
What was his last question? Pull it up.
Oh, hold up. He had something about the Patriots. What's he saying?
Oh, okay.
We can't go on the Patriots, but the last one. What's your opinions on having pineapple on pizza? Do you think it's a crime against humanity? Same question, Midnight Rider. Yeah, when it first came out, the pineapple and ham joint was popular as hell. And I was in Ocean City for a softball tournament. We were staying right there on 33rd Street by the complex. Probably one of the best reservations we ever had through all my years playing softball in Ocean City, that we finally had something that we could just walk to the field from. Because usually we was in rough shape game day anyway in Ocean City. So we partying, and my sister got a bunch of her friends over. So we like, hell yeah. So we having a good time. Then I see my sister in the bathroom. I'm like, watch out, I gotta go. She's like, yeah, but I gotta clean this up. I'm like, clean what up? Her girl, Kathy Lewis, done threw up some pineapple and ham pizza all in the sink, young. And you know that pineapple and ham ain't going down that drain.
Right.
And that right there made me kind of cringe on pineapple and ham, and my sister as well. So it took me a few years. I don't mind it because I'm a pineapple fan, but I don't think fruit belongs on a pizza.
Yeah, I mean that
today they got everything, man. Buffalo chickens on the pizza. They put everything. I like white pizza myself. Is one of my favorite pizzas with a little bit of bacon and a little bit of tomato. So I'm easy to please. I used to be a big pepperoni and sausage guy, but that's just started busting me up in here. You know what I'm saying? So I like mushrooms. So that's what we're doing over here at the Car Shack. We're doing.
Yeah, I think I'm doing my little Sicilian joint pizza box joint that I get every time, and then I think this evening, if I don't be lazy, actually no, I think I got some Caribbean curry chicken still left, so maybe I'll finish the night off with that.
We got the joints where we putting the sauce and the cheese and shit on them. We got the like Frank Corby type shit, but it ain't Frank Corby.
Okay, so mine is it's straight pre-made. Up like Giorno pre-made, and all I do is add my cheese to it. Because I like mine.
Oh, yeah. Gotta add cheese. I'll never have enough.
Yeah. I gotta do that. And then I think they got I think it's pepperoni, sausage, ham, and bacon on the pizza. So I just add all that.
Peep what I did last night, man, right? For a little snack attack. I be always hungry since this diet stuff starts. And, I try to go eat either. Seriously, for a snack, I'll go steam some carrots and broccoli. That'll be a snack. It sounds funky, but at least I get to eat and it don't, add its calories. And last night I was looking, I'm like, man, Cameron ain't got no more sourdough bread left. So I got some of them. I think they whole wheat or Nutri-Grain English muffins.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Open them joints up, lay them out. I got some it was actually just marinara. Scooped a little spoon of marinara on the joint, spread it out like a pizza. And then I buy this log. Yeah, I buy this log of mozzarella cheese that's got slices on it. So you get a little disc about that big of mozzarella. I took that, throw it right in the middle of the English muffin with the sauce on it, put it back because I start out by toasting the English muffin like halfway because to melt the cheese don't cook the English muffin enough. So you got to start with the muffin, then pull it out, sauce it, and cheese it, put it back in. Oh, cookie. First time I done it with that English muffin, that shit was money.
There you go.
You can use any kind of English muffin you want, dude. Shit, I might even put toppings on it next time I try it. Because I'm a sucker for cheese, man. I like cheese.
All right, Jack. So let's get out of here this way.
Let's go 10 more.
Because we're gonna talk about food. We fat boys, we gotta eat. This
where's the best
Sideline
pizza
Junkie.
you got before? Nah.
No.
Where's
It's
your
the
best
Sideline
pizza
Junkies.
spot?
No. We're gonna say that for next week. Sideline Junkies
You
podcast.
Matumbo with me?
Yes, I am.
That's a new word, Matumboing.
Yeah, we're gonna Matumbo that topic, but save it for next week. Write it down.
All right,
Your
y'all.
notebook. But it's the Sideline Junkies podcast network. It's a Sunday rise. We thank you for being here with us. We'll catch you tomorrow. Don't forget, drive time at 5. Pretenders at
In the
7.
passenger seat.
We got 3 guests there, and then you got in the passenger seat at 8 with Chuck Rogers from Sidwell Friends. And I've already talked to Chuck. Chuck's ready to go. And he's ready to go ahead.
And then come back on Wednesday. We got Joseph
come back
Woodring,
on
the baseball
come back
coach.
on Tuesday. Come back on Tuesday for the
we got
re-air.
Kevin Nibley.
Yeah.
Kevin Nibley. Nats Talk sent Kevin Nibley to us to talk Nats with us. It was a great talk. And then Wednesday, who we got, Cole? Who we got? Wednesday is Joseph Woodring from Northwestern Baseball. So we busy on in the passenger seat. I'm telling you, Midnight Rider, I'm starting to get athletes, coaches, and sports officials just coming out of the woodwork to want to be on our show, bro. And we're now approaching our 50th episode, which is probably 2 weeks away, 3 weeks away. Man, it seems like we've been doing this forever now. So let me let you get us on out of here before the 2-hour mark. I could talk about in the passenger seat with the Gentleman Jack and his backseat driver, the Midnight Rider, all day.
All right, folks. Enjoy your Sunday. God bless. Don't forget to hug your loved ones. See you tomorrow at 5 with Maddie Ice and the drive time to start your day on Monday. But thank you for starting your week off with us because we are the Sideline Junkies. This is the Sunday Rise. There's no better way to start your Sunday than with us.
Roll.